10 reasons to get yourself the RC editor, which is compatible for use with the RC-600 and the RC-505 Mark II. Now, before we get going, if you only get as far as reason number 1 before thinking about going for it, which is completely feasible, there is a discount code down in the comments for you to go and save yourself 10%. And that brings us on to reason number 1. No more bending. That back you've got is rather precious, so why add more stress and strain with constant bending and leaning over to make adjustments on your device? Keep good posture and navigate through the menu system, make parameter changes, and much more from the comfort of your desktop computer. No more bending down, fiddling with little knobs. Number 2, easy editing. Easily make adjustments to your settings within the memory editor and system editor. In memory editor, you can visibly look through your loop settings, change pedal functionality, create and even move around your assigns. Make adjustments to your input and output settings, look through your mixer, and even access your input and track effect settings, all without the hassle of moving back and forth through the onboard menu on that tiny little screen. The same goes for the system editor when making changes across the entire system. Here you can also look through your USB and MIDI settings and even go through your setup settings. And did I mention you can do all of this without even bending over? Number 3, copy settings to different memories. You'll probably already be aware that you can make copies of your memories on board your device, so you can easily move settings around, create templates you're happy with, and so on. Now, the RC editor makes this much simpler, and within the memory manager, you can toggle on certain settings that you'd like to copy across to another memory, such as selecting all of your loop settings, a few assigns, mode 1 settings, maybe a few EQ settings from your mic and instrument 1 input perhaps. You can then update the targets you would like these settings to be copied to, and voila, there they are on different memory locations. Easy peasy. And that brings us on nicely to number 4, which is the basket. Now think of the basket like a basket. You put things in it and head over to the checkout. Only this checkout is free. Basically, you head over to the memory editor, for example, make some changes to a specific memory, and then if you want those specific changes to be applied to selected memories, just add them to the basket by clicking the basket icon on the right-hand side. Then when you go into the memory manager, you will see a list of those items within the basket, which is where you can then tell the editor exactly where you want those changes to be applied. Sheer genius from the Moose here, and this is certainly something you cannot do on the device itself. Hats off to the Moose for this one. Number 5, import WAV files. Head over to the audio manager and import WAV files with ease. So let's say you don't record all of your loops live and you want to perform with sections of a song, or just have your own beats or backing tracks. Drag and drop the WAV files onto your selected track and boom, there they are. And whilst we're talking WAVs, number 6 is the WAV Studio. Now there's a handy WAV Studio tab where you can easily import your WAV files to create your own original arrangements of songs without the need for using a separate DAW. Let's say you've got an 8-bar loop and you want WAV number 1 to play for bars 1 to 6, WAV number 2 to play in bar 7, and then WAV number 3 to play in bar 8. Easy peasy, job done. Now that's definitely a handy feature to have access to. Number 7 is the set lists. Head over to the setlist manager and create your own setlist simply by dragging and dropping your chosen songs over to one of the blank setlist areas. Easily move them around, and when you're happy with the order, drag them back over to a memory number that you'd like your setlist to start, and there you have a complete set in the order that you want to perform. Now this saves you the hassle of moving through your memories and looking for certain songs when time is precious and you're on stage ready to go for the next one. Without the editor, this one would certainly be much more of a hassle. Now, number 8 is the ability to compare. Now, when you've played around with various settings, tested new ideas, and made a few changes along the way, it can be really difficult to compare this against a memory or song that seems to just sound better in terms of EQ. Perhaps the record function is better suited, or the selected input effects are preferred. Well, when you're glancing down at your RC unit, it's not as easy to see what the culprit could be that's causing those potential issues to your performance and workflow. But the ability to compare within the editor allows you to identify changes between your memories with just a few clicks. Simply add a few memories that you want to compare, select one to set as first of which you will compare against, and then hit run, and you'll end up viewing a document which allows you to see exactly what you've chosen differently against that first memory. A really great function to have in case you make too many changes like me and need to quickly identify what could be the cause of things going wrong. Number 9 is regular updates. Unlike certain other companies, the RC editor is created by a single developer, and that developer regularly creates updates with bug fixes and adds new features, as well as creating a Facebook group for users to discuss all things RC editor. And he even regularly responds to your queries and concerns. What more do you want? And that man is John Moose Taylor, which brings us on to number 10. You get a moose. No, not that kind of moose. Or that one. But where else would you get a quality purchase to make life much simpler? And after all that, you get a Moose to help you out along the way. And that wraps up my top 10 reasons to get the RC editor. Don't forget, there's a link down below to save yourself 10%. Get yourself subscribed to the channel to stay in the loop. And as always, everybody, I'll see you in the next one.